All right, y'all, we give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shammai in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach today. Pick us up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for any of you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, and you would not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. And if another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses in whom you trust. Had he believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shammai in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Acts 4 and 28, 32. Is it 32? Yeah, 32. Acts 4 and 32.
And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul.
Yeah.
Neither said any of them that aught of the thing which he possessed was his own.
That's right.
They had all things common.
Go ahead.
And with great power gave the apostles witness of the resurrection of the Lord Yahushua, and great grace was upon them all. Neither was there any among them that lacked, for as many as were possessors of land or houses sold them and brought the prices of the things that were sold, and laid them down at the apostles' feet, and distribution was made unto every man according as he had need. And Joseph, who by the apostles was surnamed Barnabas, which is being interpreted the son of consolation, a Levite, and of the country of Cyprus, having land, sold it, and brought the money, and laid it at the apostles' feet.
So, Ephesians 4 and 1.
I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you are called.
Right.
With all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
Right.
Endeavoring to keep the unity of the Ruach in the bond of Shalom. One body, one Ruach, even as you are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one immersion. One Elohim and Abba of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all.
And in you all. Jeremiah 32 and 39. After that, John 17 and 20.
And I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I'll make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them, to do them good. But I'll put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me.
What do you say he'll do? Give them one what?
They give one heart and one way.
One heart, one way. John 17 and 20.
Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word.
Right.
That they all may be one, as you, Abba, are in me, and I in you.
Right.
They also may be one in us, that the world may believe that you have sent me.
Right.
And the esteem which you gave me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one.
They may be what?
That they may be one.
They may be what?
One.
Go ahead.
Even as we are one.
What else?
I in them and you and me.
What else?
That they may be made perfect in one.
That they may be made what?
Perfect in one.
Tell them what perfect means now, man.
That is Leo, to make perfect, complete, to carry through completely, to accomplish, finish, to bring to an end.
Read that verse again. John 17 and what?
Verse 23.
Come on.
That I and them and you and me, that they may be made perfect in one.
Perfect in one.
That the world may know that you have sent me and have loved them.
Notice that Yahushua prayed for his apostles to be made perfect in one, but he also said, and those that would believe on me through them. So this is everybody being, peace, Brother Omar. This is everybody being made perfect in one. Now, remember Wednesday we discussed Galatians 3 and how Galatians 3 took you back to Genesis, to Exodus, excuse me. And I can rehash some of those things in a moment. But it's about the, it's hard, and I have to keep repeating it, unfortunately, because it is a harsh reality. It's very, very difficult for people to see each other as one in this word. I don't care if they call themselves Christian or Hebrew. Very difficult. Hey, what are you crying for? Hey, where he at? Cause he loud. She must have shut the door. And it's very difficult for people to do that. Because people have a lot of, and especially like you can say, right, unfortunately, like, you know, a lot of women, most of y'all who on here are not in this quote unquote, you know, internet community that people be having. So a lot of these women be on some other type of time. Like you can see people on, I mean, I'm not saying that on no, or like they wild or nothing, but you'll see they'll have on there no male DMs or this, that, there, and the third, because so many niggas be thirsty. So they'll automatically think you being thirsty. I say that right because we done tap, slow on, Brother Rob, we done tap in with a couple, you know, female artists. Baby, don't nobody want no monkey from you. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want no monkey from you, man. I promise nobody don't. But I would get it though, because how other niggas be wilding. Because niggas be thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Dudes be thirsty. You know what I'm talking about? And when I say that, I ain't saying it like in the common term how people can say somebody thirsty. Like, I've told you this before, man. Can't nothing bad happen to you when you're not thirsty. Now, when you talk about not being thirsty, it's just not thirsty for yams, man. Nothing bad can happen when you're not lust filled. When you're not driven by lust, moved by lust, react by lust, can't nothing bad happen, man. Shalom, Sister Gina. Can't nothing bad happen. You know what I'm saying? But then, like I also told you, you know, human beings, unfortunately, have respective persons. So what I mean by this is everybody doesn't have the attitude and mindset and perspective that we have. Which is, if you in the word, well, what's happening then? You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, woo. Ain't no ulterior motive. Most people be on guard or they be like, I'm not affiliated with. See, I ain't got time for all that because, you know what I'm saying? I'm a real person, cuz. And when I say I'm a real person, I mean I'm a real human being. I don't know what these niggas be on here doing, and I don't care what these niggas be on here doing. And don't try to put me in no box with them people, man, because if you want to know about me, all you got to do is ask. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we know how stuff go down there. Even if you speak to women casually, I get it from their perspective, but every man don't want you. Absolutely, every man don't want you. You know what I'm saying? But I know that's how women be thinking. You know what I'm saying? See, I almost said something. It wasn't going to be nothing hard. You know what I'm saying? Bump it, you know, because we already talked about it. You know what I'm saying? I live as forth as, you know what I'm saying, my entire adult life for this matter, by that principle of you don't have to try to sleep with every woman who you come across. Because that woman could add value in your life in a different fashion, and you can mess that up by trying to sleep with them. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people don't get a lot of young men know, what's up, my boy? A lot of men don't get that piece of game at an early age. They ruin a lot of stuff chasing yams. They could have had a woman on their team that could have helped them, you know what I'm saying, fulfill a dream or two. But you messed it up because you was after them yams. You know what I'm saying? And so you only think that way towards men who openly flirt with me or message me on that. And that's fine. But a lot of women, you know, a lot of women think they look better than they actually do. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? So they already be thinking that people want them. You know what I'm saying? You force multiply that with dudes who be lusting all the time, and then you had that. You know what I'm saying? Because, baby, I don't want you. I'm talking about, and that ain't because I got old lady. Baby, I don't want you. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, if you think to the simple fact that me speaking to you, acknowledging you, asking you something means that I want you sexually, you already don't have the type of mentality or heart of any woman I want around me in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because your attitude all messed up. I'm good on you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I'm straight. I'm cool on you. The number one thing I ain't never done since I've been on the internet is DM no woman trying to holler at her. Man, I'm not finna DM no woman, period. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm talking about, when I say that, meaning I could DM you and ask you about something, have a conversation with you, shoot you some game. I ain't trying to be with you. I'm not gonna ask you for your phone number. I ain't gonna ask you if you got it, man. Cause I don't care about none of that. Cause I'm not doing none of that. For what? And for why? And for who? You know what I'm saying? That's word or not. What am I doing that for? I'm not gonna do that in real life, so I'm certainly not gonna do that on the internet. But I mentioned that there because we done reached out to certain female artists like, hey, check this out, man. The crew do music. We in the word, man. You know what I'm saying? We done heard some of your music. We want to ride with you. You playing us to the left because you think somebody wants your yams. I don't even eat yams, baby. I don't need, and that's a complex carbohydrate. But I'm on a low carb diet. I'm straight. Now I say this here, man, because this is something that we have to teach the younger men, man. Stop being thirsty, bro. There's certain things that we done learned, or individuals done gave you this game, and you may have benefited from it, which line up with the word. On top of that, you know what we need to read, Civic. Proverbs 6:23. You can make it 20. You know what I'm saying? As it pertains, Shalom, Brother Ernest, as it pertains to this type of game, the way don't have to go through that. You know what I'm saying? I remember having a conversation with my dog one time, this long before my son was born. And we were talking about something, and in fact, what told the other homeboy, like, man, he ain't gonna be one of them type of daddies if his son in women face talking about that's my boy, because he not like that. Now, remember, I'm in the word a year now, so this is what I'm only mentioning this here because I ain't never been like that. Man, I'd rather have the money than the honey. You understand? I'd rather have that. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing with no physical release. I can't do nothing with that. You go around here and sleep with all them women, man, then what you got? You feel better because some women told you was handsome? Man, they ain't did nothing for you. What good is that? I've been telling you all this long time ago, man. You understand the game, man. A woman will invest her vagina into you before she invests any value or money that she has, man. It's more important to see that woman is dedicated to what you got going on, man. She give her body to anybody. She can give her body to somebody on a good Saturday night because she looked good, because he looked good, and she was ovulating. And it could mean nothing to her after the encounter. Because contrary to popular belief, women can have conjugals with a man and think nothing of that man after having it. That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? But a woman who is, as you can read in Proverbs, a woman who build her own house, a woman if you read in Proverbs 31, a woman who's willing to dedicate herself to you and what you're trying to build, that's a different type of deal, man. You'd rather have that than to be sleeping around with a bunch of women. That's something you're supposed to teach your son, man. That way they won't be thirsty. You got to give them the right type of mindset. We were just talking about it last night. Man, you can't protect your children from the world, man. The only thing you can do is prepare them. My dog was like, man, you don't want to tell them stuff too early. You better tell them early as possible because you want that game ingrained in their soul from the get-go. From the get-go. So when they look back, boy, I remember my daddy told me this when I was 5, when I was 7, when I was 9. You got to give them the jewels of the game now. Not wait till they 15, 16 to get to it. Might be too late. You know what I'm saying? That's the recent move for obsession was about. Oh, I ain't know that. Say my husband of 30 years died last year. I'm wrong for not never wanting it. Oh, are you wrong for it? No, not at all. Matter of fact, since she said that, read Luke chapter 2 real quick, man. By verse 44. No, you're not wrong for that. If you want to dedicate yourself wholly to the Lord as a widow, ain't nothing wrong with that shit. I ain't mad at you. That's a personal choice. It's no way to say, oh, your husband died, you got to marry another person. No, you don't got to do that. That's a choice and decision that you choose to make. Shoot, after 30 years, I know y'all done raised grown children, so yeah, no, you gotta do that. Read that for me though. Wow, thank you.
So, but they supposing him to have been in the company on a day's journey.
Oh, that ain't it. Give me 36.
And there was one Anna, a prophetess, the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Asher. She was of great age and had lived with her husband 7 years from her virginity. She stayed with her husband for how long? 7 years from her virginity. What happened after that? She was a widow of about 4 years. This woman was a widow for 80 years, Sister Regina. 80 years. Which departed not from the temple, but served Elohim with fastings and prayer night and day.
Serve God with fasting and prayer night and day. So ain't nothing wrong with it. If that's what you choose to do. Ain't no sin on your part. Ain't no unfaithfulness on your part. It's all great. What was that before?
Proverbs 6:20.
You're running that from. You know, I use a different type of terminology, but I'm really just trying to get the imprint of you want your son to think differently. It don't take nothing, man. Having a whole bunch of women in your face don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have a whole bunch of women in your face and they be of low quality, though they may be of high quality physically. You know what I'm saying? And when you're thirsty, you're only going to be paying attention to her physicality, and you're going to ignore the manner of woman that's in your face. That's why Proverbs tell you, amen, a woman without discretion is like a pig, a swine with a jewel in its snout. Well, that's going to defile you, boy. You know what I'm saying? That's going to ruin your life. Go ahead, man. No, my boy. Come here, my boy. Come here, my boy. Hey. Go ahead.
Say, my son, keep your
Shalom, brother.
Forsake not the law of your mother.
Don't do it.
Bind it continually upon your heart.
That's right.
Them about your neck.
Mm-hmm.
When you go, it shall lead you. When you sleep, it shall keep you. And when you awake, it shall talk with you.
Yeah.
For the commandment is a lamp. The law is light. The reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Way of life.
To keep you from the evil woman.
Keep you from the who?
From the evil woman.
And what else?
From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
And what else?
Lust not after her beauty in your heart.
Don't lust after her beauty in your heart.
Neither let her take you with her eyelids.
Don't let her take you with her eyelids.
For by means of a whorish woman.
Is a man what?
Brought to a piece of bread.
No, that's good, man. He said, don't lust after her beauty. Don't come over here with that. Yes. Don't worry about him. Worry about doing what you're supposed to do. Don't lust after. Now, that's what the book done warned you. And he said his word is to keep you from a certain type of woman and for you not to fall victim to being thirsty. Now, you can take that principle that I learned, and now we can take this here from the world, and you can see that the word is telling you the same thing. Because you can't be perfect in one with God and you feel that type of love. Let me show you why we say that. Let's go to the Epistle of James, chapter 4. This goes back to our conversation when he was talking about I'm going to give you a heart of flesh versus a heart of stone. Because see, when you obstinate, when you stubborn, then the only thing that you're concerned with is fulfilling the lust of your flesh. That's the only thing you're concerned with. And when you overly concerned with that, hey man, don't do that. Then you're going to be thirsty. And again, being thirsty is not just being thirsty for conjugals, man. Being thirsty in reality is just being lust-filled. And nothing good comes from being lust-filled. Go ahead, man.
What verse you want to do in this one?
4, I'm sorry.
So yeah, adulterers and adulteresses, know you not that friendship of the world is enmity with Elohim.
It's hatred. You're a friend of those that are hostile to the cause of Elohim. That brings forth a hatred of Elohim.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world
is the enemy
of Elohim.
What else?
Do you think that the scripture saith in vain?
That the what?
Ruach that dwell in us, lust to envy.
You think it's safe for nothing that the spirit in you lust for envy? What else?
But he give more grace, wherefore he saith, Elohim resist the proud.
And give grace
unto the humble.
And what else?
Submit yourselves therefore to Elohim.
And he will
resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
What else?
Draw near to Elohim, and he will draw near to you.
That's right.
Cleanse your hands, you sinners.
Cleanse your what?
Your hands, you sinners.
And what?
Purify your hearts, you double-minded.
You double-minded. Go ahead.
Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning.
Mourning.
Your joy to heaviness.
Heaviness.
Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up.
He shall lift you up.
Speak not evil one of another, brethren. He that speak evil of his brother and judge his brother speak evil of the law.
I still ain't heard what I wanted to keep on.
Judge the law, but if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge.
But a judge.
There is one lawgiver who was able to save and to destroy. Who are you that judge another? Go to now, you that say today or tomorrow we will go into such a city.
Man. Go back to verse 1. I ain't heard what I want. This something specific we want.
Say, from whence come wars and fightings?
There it is.
Come they not hence even of your lust that warn your members?
We say, hold on, read that again.
Say, from whence come wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence even of your lust that warn your members?
Mm-hmm.
You lust and have not. You kill and desire to have and cannot obtain.
You can't get it.
You fight and war, yet you have not.
You don't have it. Because you ask not.
You ask and receive not.
Because you ask a what?
Amiss.
Because you seek to do what?
Consume it upon your lust.
It was a dude, man, he told us, he said, I know God don't fool with me because everything I wanted in life, I got it. That's a hard saying to hear somebody say, man. Now, I'm mentioning this here because I'm finna read something that pertains to what we talking about. That doesn't allow us to be one before we get back to the one. And I mentioned all that there because I told you, man, in this particular game, man, do me a favor, man. Read me Ephesians 4 and 7. Or 4 and 8. The thing that a lot of people desire to see is probably going to be extremely difficult. We may not see it in reality till mass tribulation happens or the Lord come back. Because I don't think a lot of people really want that, not the way that they claim. Even when we read the other day, man, hey, if you did this to these who, the least of these, my brethren, you did it unto me. I don't believe everybody had that mindset, man. I believe that too many people are on guard for a multitude of reasons. And I'm not saying that some of those reasons are invalid. You know what I'm saying? Because they can be very valid. Because I say this because you have to understand the way that the human mind works. If people have been did dirty, regardless if you did it to them or not, it makes people extremely defensive. And in that defensiveness, it brings forth mistrust. And in that mistrust, they project that onto people who don't know them, didn't do nothing to them. That's just how that works. It's just the reality of life. Listen, because I've seen this before. You got white people who have a negative view of black people because one black person did something to them and they don't have a lot of interactions with black people. So their whole perspective of black people is framed from that one negative interaction. So then you take, I missed what Mika said. You take what this is in the word. She said, someone wanting to be so far from my mind when people flirt, I check it out the door. But besides that, my mind be on. I mean, you might just be a special case. Because in general, especially if a woman believes that she is somewhat attractive, she think every nigga want her. You know what I'm saying? It's how a lot of women walk around here thinking, in the word or not. I ain't saying they right, I ain't saying they wrong. I'm just saying that that's what happens. The reason why I say that, because you can tell by certain interactions of women when you speak to them. Because they automatically thinking you trying to holler at them. Baby, I just was trying to tell you had toilet paper hanging out your pants. I was just telling you just dropped something. Ain't no, but also that come from dudes be thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Now some people be arrogant. It's a mix of a lot of things, but that's neither here nor there. A lot of people who be in the word, they didn't have some type of negative interaction. So they believe that people have an ulterior motive. Everybody don't be like what we were talking about the other day, like just being hoes and you worry about the men be on that. Let me say that. Protecting this and protecting that. Some people call it church hurt, camp hurt, whatever the case may be. Niggas really need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? There has to come a point in time that you become a mature adult and you don't hold other people responsible for the injuries, bad behavior, so on and so forth of other people. That's what grown adults do. When you holding people accountable for the behavior of another, that shows that you have a severe lack of mental, spiritual, and emotional maturity. You very well don't need to be interacting with no one at all in any shape, form, or fashion until you get some serious clinical help. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being funny. I'm dead serious. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious. Because just because Civic did something to you and you meet this person over here, that person ain't him. I didn't do that to you. So that's why I always told y'all, man, I wouldn't fool with no woman and a nigga done took her up and through there and y'all be around here talking about you need to help her. I'm not helping her do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't hurt you. So I can't heal a heart that I did not break. I cannot tend to a wound that I did not cause. So therefore, I have to be drained of my entire life force and every bit of emotionality that dwell in me to help you get yourself together because you finna take out on me what this nigga did to you. And you think I should do that. That make me a good man. That make me a sucker. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to let nobody tell your son to do that goofy behind junk because he a goddamn fool if you do. Because that's how niggas end up smoking crack. End up alcoholics. End up killing themselves. Or God forbid doing what that stupid nigga did on the north side the other day. You know what I'm talking about? And shoot the woman and shoot the churn. Because now he done run his wine up the wall. This nigga lost his goddamn mind. Y'all don't be realizing the stuff that people be telling dudes to do, man, and make them go crazy. And that's not to justify what that nigga did, because that nigga a maggot. You could have just shot yourself. You ain't have to shoot the baby. But they did say them people had domestic issues, though, previously. I only seen that because they said they passed a law today, well, on the 1st, that is going to enhance penalties for reoffenders of domestic abuse. Because most people don't know in the state of Florida, domestic violence is nothing but a misdemeanor. You know what I'm saying? That's like ain't no felony. You ain't going to prison for that. Niggas be having 5, 6 domestics, man, doing county time. Yeah, Dante left a whole lot of food in the house, boy. Too hot now, boy. Crackle living foul too. But go, listen, man. You see that pool, bro? I walked in that backyard. See what's in that backyard, man. I heard a dude say them bullfrogs in that pool. Boy, how that junk was moving in that pool? And I thought that was alligator. Now, boy, I'm gone, boy. I'm gone, boy. I ain't been back there since, man. I don't know how we gonna get that stuff from back there. I ain't going back there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Come on, man. But now, listen, bro. But seriously though, because people be asking about why we can't come together. People mention all this stuff, and the reality is because don't nobody want to. And then the other reality is because don't nobody believe this book. And the third reality is that these niggas fake and flawed. That junk just sound good just to say on the internet. But in reality, people don't want to do that because to do that, there has to be a level of selflessness that is a part of that. What I mean by that, 1 Corinthians 13 tells you what, Sylvia, that love seek not our own. So if you believe that it's one body, one soul, one faith, one immersion, and one Elohim, you would have to die to self to be willing to serve others, even serve people who you don't know personally, who you've never seen before. Simply on the strength of that they profess to be the believers and servants of a Mashiach. Man, anybody won't do that. That's right. That's exactly what we finna get ready to read, man. Say possibly seeking some incentive. See, this the thing. If you seeking an incentive to do what the word tell you to do, you don't believe it. To keep it a bean with you. Say you can thank my Broncos for DB laws to get tougher back in the early 2Ks, mess around, catch a felony quick. My God. And I understand what you're saying, Marvin. Don't get me wrong, but the reality is, just word wise, if you need an incentive to be who God has ordained for his saints to be, you don't believe the word anyway. Because if we have to sit back and look at, we got to be incentivized to love each other, that's sad. We got to be incentivized to serve each other, that's sad. But the reality is, you're dead right, because that's what these niggas looking for. Because we're going to get to it in Ezekiel, where it mentions one heart, one way again. Y'all already know what it is, though. But, that's an unfortunate reality. See, there's a lot of unfortunate realities that when I first got this word in 2009, long before I even knew that there were any Israelites on the internet building, arguing, or doing whatever Israelites be doing. You understand? There were certain things that I knew that everybody not going to get on this. And that people are people. I always reiterate this to y'all because most of y'all ain't had a lot of interactions with people outside of the immediate circle of people that we are around at this present time who in the word, and for you to be mentally prepared for a lot of things, man. You know what I'm saying? But being in the street, and I'm not talking about being in the street as forth as criminality, because one thing about being in the street, you have to deal with multiple different personalities. No, other people get that same life experience from going to college, working in corporate America, where you're taking people from different backgrounds and different situations with different personalities, and now they all have to mesh and meld together. So when you have that particular life experience, you can begin to see certain things, and you can understand the framework of how people behave. And when you accept reality for reality, you understand that, hey, man, everybody can't go. And it's not because they can't go. A lot of people don't want to go. And a lot of people are involved with things for many different reasons. Say whenever they won DVs down, if they lost DVs way up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that thing off track. And that's the reality of it. Come on, sir. Ephesians 4:8.
So wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he ascended, what is it? But that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He that descended is the same also that ascended up, far above all Shamarim, that he might fill all things. And he gave some apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Mashiach.
What else?
Till we all come to the unity of the faith.
See, this is the thing that people want to do. They want to come into the unity of being an Israelite. And that's not the unity that we talking about. That's why the gentlemen know what I'm talking about, what we desire to create and put together. I started with one nation because that was easy, but then it's like, no, it's got to be one body because ain't no nation. It's just one body. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at it as one body, that means that you're unified in the faith. Give them faith in that Greek definition just because.
And that is pistis, that is conviction of the truth of anything. Belief. You got relating to Elohim, the conviction that Elohim exists and is the creator and ruler of all things, the provider and bestower of eternal salvation through
That's right.
Relating to a Mashiach, a strong and welcome conviction or belief.
Hold on, read that for him again. Read it again.
You got the first one is conviction of the truth of anything, belief. In the New Testament, of a conviction or belief respecting man's relationship to Elohim and divine things, generally with the included idea of trust and Kadash fervor, born of faith and joined with it.
Generally put in holy trust. Know what I'm talking about? Listen.
And then you got the conviction that Elohim exists and is the creator and ruler of all things, provider and bestower of eternal salvation through the Mashiach.
So then go to Hebrews 11:1 then. Yeah. That's where we came. I knew about that album. So we wanted to come with the same framework in the word that he had with that album, and that was take people from all across the country who we respect. Not necessarily respect because they're a great artist per se, but respect because they stand for something. You know what I'm saying? And that they 100 and whatever it is that they got going on. But I know the reality is, and it's not like we desperately need outside people. Our crew is strong enough on its own. It's strong enough on its own. But I at least wanted to extend the offer to be inclusive because that's real to me. You know what I'm saying? Not just, we did. No, man, like what's happening? To show a level of solidarity, like, hey, man, I really don't care where you fellowship at. I ain't even really hung up on what it is that you believe per se, because I ain't even gonna ask you to keep it a beam, but that we can move purposely to be exactly what's happening with them. To be exactly what we read to come into the unity of the faith. Unity, and read that definition again, man. I want you to understand when he say come into, and we'll use a cod here instead of whatever the Greek word is. One in the faith, because what do we read? Make them perfect in one. Come on with it, blood. What's that definition, man?
That is pistis. You got conviction of the truth.
Conviction of the truth.
Belief. In the New Testament, of a conviction or belief respecting man's relationship to Elohim.
A conviction or belief in regards to your relationship with your Abba.
Generally with the included idea of trust and Kadash fervor, born of faith and joined with
Generally it. Included fervor, set apart trust in God. Go ahead.
The conviction that Elohim exists and is the creator and ruler of all things.
That you convicted that he exists, the creator and ruler of everything.
Provider and bestower of eternal salvation.
And he provides and gives eternal life through the Son of the living Elohim, Yahushua HaMashiach. This is what he talking about, unity of the faith. That ain't got nothing to do with no blood. John 1:12 on general principle, man. I really have to hammer that home with the aspect of what we talking about one body, man, versus one nation. We trying to be one nation, man. It's one body. And if it's one body, it's because it's one body into the conviction of the faith that you believe that your Abba, the Abba of Abraham, the Abba of Isaac, the Abba of Jacob, is the giver of eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach. So you interconnected in that body. You understand? But we don't have that. What we have is competing factions, people jockeying for vainglory, seeking to be unified in the flesh versus being unified in the ruach. We can't be made perfect in one if we try to be made perfect in each other. We need to be made perfect in the Mashiach, and then you can have one body. If you don't have that, all you just got is fragments of nothing. And we're not on that. Come on with it, bud.
He said, but as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of Elohim.
Come to what?
The sons of Elohim.
Then and what else?
Even to them that believe on his name.
Which
were born not of blood.
Not of.
Nor the will of the flesh.
Nor.
Of the will of man.
Nor.
But of Elohim.
But of who?
But of Elohim.
But of Elohim. We read that the other day in 1 John 5, right? About he that's begotten of him, begot love. This is what it's all being about. You know what I'm saying? This next level. We could be one nation or we could be one body, but I'm here to tell you, blood, you can't be both. You can't be both. Can't be both. Go ahead, blood. Come on back with it, man. Where we at with it?
Hebrews 11.
Hebrews 11:1. Let it run.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
The things.
For the evidence of things not seen.
What else?
For by it the elders obtained a good report.
And
in faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Elohim.
Indeed.
The things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith Abel offered unto Elohim a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, Elohim testifying of his gifts, and by it being dead, yet speak.
Yet speak.
By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because Elohim had translated him.
Now I want to pause, right? We're not going to read the totality of this chapter, obviously, because it's about 40 some odd verses. But every individual who is mentioned here by name are all interconnected through their faith. Yeah, do they happen to be of the same particular bloodline? Indeed. But their interconnection here is in their Amath, Aman, and Amuna, and their maker. That's what makes them one with him, therefore one with each other. Go ahead.
So for before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased Elohim. But without faith, it is impossible.
It's impossible.
For he that come to Elohim must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And
I believe personally that's why we can't have one body, and that's why people ain't unified, because they don't want to be unified in the faith, because they don't believe that he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, and that he is Elohim, and he's not a man that he should lie, nor the son of a man that he should repent, and if he said it, he should do it. I genuinely believe that the mass majority of people in this don't believe that. Because if they did, being able to unify with other individuals in the faith would be as easy as breathing. It'd be easy as breathing. There would be no thought. There would be no apprehension. There would be no nothing. It would just be tap in. What's happening? It wouldn't be none of that. But niggas don't really believe for real. Because a lot of these niggas want yes men and butt cleaners. You know what I'm saying? And groin jerkers, fanboys, and things of this nature, all in the name of Yahuwah. That's dastardly, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. That's dastardly. That's an ugly set of affairs. You understand what I'm telling you, man? Man, that ain't how it's supposed to be. Man, Romans 12:4, man. Listen to what he said, man. I got some other stuff. Josh reminded my rank. We ain't gonna be on this topic for too long, as far as time is concerned, because we might need to get back to them sacrifices. Then again, we could stretch this out as long as possible, because this particular matter ain't spoke on consistently enough what I have seen. That doesn't mean that it's not. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, not one man can see or know everything that anybody is discussing. So I want to make that clear. But when I say that, I'm just saying for me. Maybe some of you have seen it. I don't know what y'all have seen or haven't seen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying this is in regards to the exhortation, the encouragement in pushing for the people to be one. Because one of the things we were talking about Wednesday was the ecclesia. You know, we still need to come back and look at the congregation, or the body from the Old Testament side, to tie that into the New Testament side so you can see it's one. Because a lot of people want to say, oh, he got rid of Israel for the church because they simple-minded. You know what I'm saying? That's why we went about Galatians and tying that into Exodus in that aspect, because he called them out. Listen, how did they get into Egypt? Because Joseph got sold into slavery by his brothers, correct? And then it says they went in down there and with 70 souls. and they came out a multitude, or they came out a body, and he called them out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we discussed, and he sacrificed the firstborn as the ransom to pay for them. We read that. And the same way that mixed multitude came out with those 600,000, not counting children and women, but they all came out, and it was neither bond nor free, Yahudim nor Greek, nor male nor female. They were all one in Elohim on that day. And they were all the children of faith, because they were all immersed with the same immersion when they crossed that Red Sea. We didn't read where Peter mentions that, but y'all know that. Most of y'all know that already. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't just, because I know it'd be new people that might pop in and out, because I don't really know who on here, not on here, unless you come in. Because it doesn't show me a list of people who on here. It just shows a number. And that's it. Doesn't tell you who watching. You know what I'm saying? But I do generally give people credit of knowing things. And if you don't know something, I would just expect you to say, "Nah, I'm not familiar with that." I don't talk to people and just assume you don't know something. I'm going to assume you know it until you say, "I'm not familiar with that." Because I would rather overestimate people in their knowledge base than underestimate them. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a sense of arrogancy, and they feel like, don't nobody know what I know. Whole time, man, all them people already know that. Now you look like a goofy because you felt like them people were stupid, because you really, in your mind, you thought you knew more than them, so you were better than them. Cuz didn't teach me that. Y'all have mercy on his soul. Damon didn't teach me that. You know what I'm saying? You always talk, I've told y'all, never underestimate no man. Assume he know. You know what I'm saying? Assume he know. If he don't know, he'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? And he told me that in about 1995, 1996, and it's held true for 30 some odd years. He was dead right. You know what I'm saying? He was dead right. Go ahead, man. Where we at with it? Romans 12. Listen to it.
As for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach.
We're one what?
We're one body in Hamashiach.
We're one what?
Body in Hamashiach.
And everyone
members one of another.
Everyone
members one of another.
Everyone
members one of another.
Give them body by definition right there, man. Let me find the Hebrew word for body, man.
That is soma, the body both of men or animals, the living body. You got the dead body or corpse.
Notice that he said the what body? The living body. Now I want you to let that rest in your spirit for a moment.
And then you got is used of a large or small number of men closely united into one society.
Hold on, read it again.
He said it's used of a large or small number of men closely united into one society or family, as it were, a social, ethical, mystical body. In the New Testament of the assembly.
Of the who?
Of the assembly.
Now see, that's going to take us back. Now we go back in this Old Testament. And we go to sit back and look at hold on, because the body there is going to be moose. And we go back in this Old Testament, man, and we look at assembly. It's always going to be referring, because we read that verse in Acts where it told you about there it is, because that's what it was. When you look at body, it's the Hebrew word batin. We didn't talk about that word. You remember that word, no? Bat, tet, and noon. Y'all give me what you got for bat, tet, and noon. Whatever we come up for bat, tet, and noon, we're going to go in the text and flush that out. Bat, tet, and noon. That means belly, womb, body, belly, abdomen, seat of hunger, seat of mental faculties, the depth of Sheol or the womb, a body as they be born, within, womb, or the body of anything. Bat, tet, noon. I'll read this stuff out just in case anybody don't remember what all this stuff. That's just how I'm feeling right now. I'm tired, but you know, what can you do? We're gonna make it do what it do. Remember, noon, seed, life, continuing, sun, offspring, unstoppable motion. By a house, a tent floor, a family to be in or with the sun. Or a son, excuse me, not with the son, I'm sorry. And then a basket to surround, to contain, to store, to give in secrecy, a snake or generosity. So again, for body, you got bat, tet, and noon. And again, I will rehash. Tet, a basket, to surround, to contain, to store, to give in secrecy. A snake, a generosity. Ba, a house, tent floor, a family, to be in or with. Sun. Noon, seed, life continuing. Sun, offspring, unstoppable motion. Now, the ironic thing is, with each one of these, the sun is mentioned in all three. Now, I would tell you, you can sit back and easily see that life is contained in the sun. So when we go back, of course, when you look at body, this is an assembly of people all brought in together, and you're a God. And then we read, let's make them perfect in one, as we are. You know what I'm talking about? But Batet Noon, what do you have? You don't got to use what I use if you don't believe that it's applicable. But I got something for you if you sit back and you see that life is contained in the sun.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Everlasting life. I was going to say it was in the house, so I was going to say sun.
Let's look at John 11:25, what they think on that. And that goes back to why we have to be in the unity of the faith. Because what do we read that the faith is about from the, at least from that Greek definition, that this man give eternal life through the Son.
So Yahushua said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believe in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live.
Do you believe this? I don't think people believe it. Like I say, man, in Grand Rising, we be in there, man. You know, I told you, my dog talk about that all the time, and we had these conversations. But it's a dude I know. He used to be a preacher. He's a Gnostic now. We were talking about this yesterday, and he was asking me, you know, if somebody, because we were talking about preterism. For those of you who don't know what preterism is, that's somebody who believes the entire book is fulfilled. So he said, you know, what if somebody could come up and show you that the entire book was fulfilled? What would you do then? I say, you know, for me, that's not tangible because a nigga couldn't do that. Because there's questions that I would ask them based off the understanding that I have that they're not going to be able to answer. I say, but the reality is if most people found out the whole book was completed and there was no reward, they would go and live their life and do what it is that they want to do. But I mentioned something to him, the difference between me and others is I don't have the need, want, or desire to persuade anybody to believe nothing. You know, somebody say, but what about when he say, though, we persuade men? We persuade men to repent and to be saved. I don't persuade men as a force of argument to get you to believe the word when clearly you don't. I've told y'all this before, and I'll reiterate what I told my dog yesterday. I'm fully persuaded. So because I'm fully persuaded, I don't feel the need to try to win an argument to convince you, or I get defensive or offended because you don't believe and or reject something in the text. That don't mean nothing to me. Because the same way when Paul say, what if some did not believe? Does their unbelief make the faith of Elohim of none effect? God forbid. See, I see things like that and I take that to heart, man, from the jump street. So just because this nigga don't believe, that mean the word ain't going to be true because he don't believe it? Absolutely not. That don't mean nothing to me. That don't bother me. That don't bother me, man. That don't make me angry. That don't make me feel like I need it. That don't make me feel nothing. Other than, all right, cool, I'm out. This is what I mean by taking every bit of the word and encapsulating it if you believe it. You'll be amazed at how, would you say, you save a lot of money on your car insurance if you switch to Geico. You save a lot of money on stress and frustration if you switch to Amuna, man. If you switch to faith, you save a lot. You know what I'm saying? You save a lot because it don't even matter. I don't even care. You think listen, man, if there was 100 Hebrew artists we reached out to be a part of this project, and where it would turn into a complete total compilation album like nobody ain't never seen, double album, triple album, something like that, that would be fantastic if you who were permitted that. Just for one aspect, for people to be able to see a group of people unified in Mashiach come together to do something for the esteem of he who sits in Shamaim, where the earth is his footstool, Yahuwah of hosts is his name. But if nobody didn't, you think that's going to make me know that any never mind? Absolutely not. It's not. It's not. All it's going to show me is it's a reflection of the level of faith of the individuals that are in the word. That's it. That's all it's going to show me. Again, don't look at anybody above that which is written. That's it. You do that, you won't get frustrated. You say, dust your feet off, man. If they don't want to receive it, you won't get frustrated. You're getting frustrated because you don't believe it, and you believe as many people as you can convince that will strengthen the level of unbelief that you have. That I promise to you that don't work. And I ain't saying it don't work because I don't want it to work. I'm saying it don't work because I've watched people do it and I see it don't work. You really don't believe it. That's why you're so ardent about, if I can convince this person, it's got to be true. And when I say it's got to be true, mean you don't believe that there's a Father in heaven and a Redeemer that sits at his right hand who ransomed himself, made himself a co-fur. With that price of a life, with his own blood, purchased your body the same way the blood of them Egyptians purchased you up out of there. Niggas don't believe that, man. People spend all their time trying to find a way not to believe the word. That's unfortunate. And I ain't even talking about people who do textual criticism or nothing like that, man. I'm talking about people who don't even know that level of theological scholarship, man. They just don't believe it, bro. Yo, that's word to Dominique. Where we at with it?
Just read John 11:25.
That good, man. So life is contained in the Son, right? I wanted you to focus on this here because he said we have many members in one body, but we being many, that's it. So we being many are one body in a Mashiach, and everyone members one of another. Let me see what this say over here in 1 Corinthians 10. You can grab 1 Corinthians 12 and 18, and we'll get to assembly and congregation in the law in a bit. But we might have to read 1 John 5 again, ain't it? Yeah, we probably won't have to read it again, man. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. Yeah. Give me 1 Corinthians 10 and 14, man. Let's do that first. And then we'll come to 1 Corinthians 12 and 12. 1 Corinthians 10 and 14.
Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
Free from it.
I speak as to wise men, judge you what I say.
Listen.
The cup of blessing which we baruch is not the communion of the blood of
Stop. That's what a lot of people don't realize. When we drink from that cup and you eat from that bread, and when you got immersed, you were all immersed into him. See, perfect in one. When he prayed for them to be perfect in one, they had already drunk from that cup and ate that bread. Which is all, even though it was multiple different Passover lambs in the first Passover, that's what it was about. Them being in one. This is just referencing us back to what we were talking about on Wednesday. Called out as one. They weren't called out as individuals. They were called out as one. An interconnected group of individuals in Yahuwah. So now you called out as one in a Mashiach. Same framework, just a different operation to bring about the same result. We concluded on Wednesday when he said, man, I severed you from amongst other people so you could be mine. I'm calling you out so you can belong to me. That's why that's what I tell you, when you look at what is a Koheleth is just the Hebrew version of what it says Ecclesiastes is, which is the Hebrew version of ecclesia, which is someone who calls out. What are they calling out? They're calling out the word. What do you call the word out for? That he that has an ear to hear, let him hear, so that he can come out from among them and be you separate. So that you can be interconnected in this faith. People won't do that. Even when we read it, right, he said, I called my son out of Egypt, right? And then what did we read? He said, Yasharal is my firstborn. I called him out of Egypt. He calling his sons out. Well, if he calling his sons out, guess what that means? You only sons by the will of God, not by blood, not by flesh, not by the will of man. So this is so you can be unified in the faith. Remember, how were they called out of Egypt? What did he send them to do? Go show them signs, man. Because they didn't believe. Then go prophesy to them and tell them what I'm going to do. See, they were called out by a word. They were called out by faith. Same operation. Come on with it, man. Keep on going. 1 Corinthians 10 and what?
16.
Come on.
Say the cup of blessing which we baruch, is it not the communion of the blood of Hamashiach?
That's right.
The bread which we break, is it not the communion of the body of Hamashiach?
That's right.
For we being many are one bread and one body.
We being many are one what?
Are one bread.
And he said, by the means of a whorish woman, a man's brought to what? My God, today. Listen to it, read it again.
Say, for we being many are one bread and one body.
Notice that he said one bread, and he said, take, this is my body. So again, people look at it as y'all eating a dead man because you stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. But what did we talk about the other day? It's that meat offering. Well, not the other day, a few weeks ago. It's that meat offering, right? In Leviticus, right? Oh, man, we got to go around. And what that meat offering was for, man? What it represented? Friendship alliance. And you, my friends, if you do whatsoever I command you, and greater love have no man of this, that a man lay his life down for his friends. And that's what we supposed to be remembering from the bread. Man, eating the bread is understanding that a ransom of a man's life is his riches. See, hold on, let me show you something, man. Come over here to 1 John chapter, what that was, man, chapter 3, man. Read chapter 3, verse 14, man. Nah, make it 10, man. Shoot, man, make it 5. Want that, John? We read all of it. Ain't hurt nobody. This is 1 John 3 and 5, man.
You know that he was manifested to take away our sins.
And in him
is no sin.
Come on with it.
Whosoever abide in him sin not.
And
whosoever sin have not seen him, neither known him.
What else?
Little children,
let no man
deceive you.
By what?
He that do righteousness is righteous,
even
as he is righteous.
That's right.
He that commits sin is of the devil.
Of the devil.
For the devil sinned from the beginning.
From the beginning.
For this purpose, the Son of Elohim was manifested
that he might
destroy the works of the devil.
He that is
was born of Elohim.
Do not sin. Why?
For his seed remained in him.
He cannot
sin because he is born of Elohim.
See, pause. If you the sons who called out, and the seed is the words you called out by the word, so you're born of the word. And if you're born of the word, of course you ain't gonna sin because you tied in with him. And now if we go back to what we talked about in John 17, he said, Abba, make them perfect in one as we are. So if the Father and the Son are perfect in one, and Yahuwah is the rock, and he's just and is righteous, and he do no iniquity, how you gonna be perfect in one and him doing iniquity? You wouldn't. But see, we don't want to hear that. See, then when people hear that, nah, bro, you hear that, we here to make sure that we all be perfect and one together. See, this is the problem, man. See, people would rather point at people seeing man versus exhorting them or encouraging them to continually perfect themselves and put that sin away. Take that stake up and mortify yourself, man. You know what I'm talking about? Do X, Y, Z. Man, I ain't here to castigate you or beat you down about it, boy. But that's how people be feeling because you really shamed, but you don't want to stop doing what you're doing. But this is the thing, you ought to be shamed if you know you're out of pocket. You shouldn't feel no pride or no goodness by being evil as hell. Man, listen, man, let me tell you something. As far as this project is concerned, right? Or just in general, period. But some people feel like I need to be perfect. This, that, there, and the third before God, before I do X, Y, Z. Man, number one, you don't know how much time you got, so when you don't want to live your life like that. But just for me on a personal level, because I done told you before, man, I would rather you be honest with your struggles than the front like you godly and you living wicked when nobody looking. Because you don't even realize you would be just like that man in that parable in Luke 18 who smote upon his chest and wouldn't even much lift up his eyes towards Shamahim and say, Elohim, be merciful to me, a sinner. Because see, when people hear that, hey, nah, man, you can live without sin, bro, they think that you think you better than them. No, thou sayest, you think I'm better than you. I don't think I'm nothing. I'm just telling you it's possible to live a particular type of way. You ain't got to let your lust rule you, my G. He told you that. Don't let sin reign in your mortal body no more. And to whoever you yield your member service to obey, that's to whom you obey. You making a choice and the decision to let your lust rule you. Man, I've been told you, man, you're not a man until you don't allow your lust to rule you, man. And I was talking about from a sexual aspect. Man, you ain't no man till you can turn some yams down. And I ain't talking about turning no yams down from a woman you don't want. Anybody can turn down a woman you don't want. That ain't nothing. The same way he say, what good is it to you if you salute your friends? Anybody could do that. See, y'all be wanting to be praised and patted on your back for doing something that anybody would do. It ain't nothing to turn down crack if you don't smoke it. You know what I'm saying? It's something to turn down weed if you like it. Listen, man, I told y'all when I was up that road, I used to tell some of them boys, man, it's real easy to say what you ain't gonna do, man. The temptation ain't in your face. Man, I thank the Lord, man. I'm talking about, boy, I wasn't never no dummy. I ain't have to know no word to know, man. It's easy to say what you not gonna do when you ain't tempted with it. But what you gonna do when it's in your face? Where's the self-control at? Where's the resolution of mind and strength of will? See, for us, the strength of will come through the word. Because you're going to serve him with a ready heart and a willing mind. You understand? So because you hid his word in your heart that you might not sin against him, that goes the resolution of will. You take that word and that's what you use to mortify your members. See, people think it's some magical thing. You use the word to put that flesh to death, man. You use the word to put that lust to death. Why? Because you believe that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. Because you have faith, therefore you can please him. People don't got no faith, so they can't please him. That's why they can't mortify their members, and they wonder why they keep dying. And I ain't talking about dying to sin. I'm talking about dying every time they commit sin. They wonder why. And you know why I like that? Because these whole niggas not going to tell you that. These whole niggas not going to show you the framework of what this word say you can be and must be, and it's Elohim's desire for you to be. Because they don't believe it. There's no way that they can be unified in a man who offered and made a covenant with his father by sacrifice. When you got the book telling you, gather my saints together who made a covenant with me by sacrifice, and then you thinking you ain't going to have to sacrifice. You know what, Sid? That makes as much sense as tits on a bull. Come on, man.
We go 1 John 3.
Nah, keep going.
You got verse 10.
1 John 3 and 10.
In this the children of Elohim are manifest, and the children of the devil.
Right.
Whosoever do not righteousness is not of Elohim.
Ain't of God.
Neither he that love not his brother.
Either that who don't do what?
Love not his brother.
No, we talked about that Wednesday and plenty of time before. Who is your brother? But he that do the will of Elohim. Your brother is not just the brother who you fellowship with. Your brother is not just a brother in your congregation, in your assembly, in your camp, in your church, whatever you want to call it. How you say you love God, you don't love your brother. Or you only love the brothers you know. You's a goofy. You's a goofy. The goofiest of the goofy. Continue.
For this is the message that you heard from the beginning.
What it is.
That we should love one
another. That you should do what?
Love one another.
You got this from the beginning. That you should do what?
Love one another.
Okay.
Not as Cain, who was that wicked one.
Listen, and slew his brother.
And wherefore slew he?
Why he did it?
Because his own works were evil and his brother's righteous.
Wicked niggas.
Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you.
Continue.
We know that we have passed from death unto life.
When we
love the brethren, he that love not his brother abide in death.
Listen, it's a lot of dudes they ain't passed from death to life because they don't love the brethren, because they think the brethren is only the people who they fellowship with. They think the brethren is only the people who they congregate with. The book never put that caveat or limitation on who you fellowship with. You did that. Your pastor, Moray Bishop, did that. Your shepherd did that. Your apostle did that. Your evangelist did that. Yahushua HaMashiach never did that. So guess what? If you ain't got love from the brethren, nigga, you dead. Listen, right? He said that all that one bread is one body. Remember, he took one piece of bread to break it up to show you that we was one. He didn't give them different pieces of bread. It was one piece of bread. So that they could show that we are interconnected. Remember, that's why he took that's why the Levite took his concubine and cut her up in 12 pieces, man, and shipped her out. Different parts of her body, but the body's still one, man. It's still one, man. It's still one, man. Do we need to read that in Judges? Man, go on and read it then.
The bread and the table, parted in 12 pieces.
Parted in 12 pieces, man. It's one. It ain't no separation. That's the problem. We separate by everything. But your Elohim is not divided. What does your law say? Yahuwah Elohim, our Elohim is one. And we be missing that, man. This is what your law tell you. Your God won, but you divided, and you think you gonna unify when you divided, and you think God's stamping that, and you think you divided by doctrine. Now we ain't divided by doctrine. Niggas divided because you niggas don't believe, and you niggas hold. And you already know how we see by that. Because boy, my Abba ain't no hoe. In no shape, form, or fashion. I'm talking about he ain't no hoe, man. Ain't nothing hoe about him. He don't interact with nobody like no hoe. He ain't got no hoe in his spirit. He ain't got no hoe in his heart. He ain't got no hoe in his mind. Ain't no hoe in his word. Ain't no hoe in his conduct. Everything about it scream man. Not just a man of war, like everybody like to mention, but a man of perfection, a man of integrity, a man of justice and judgment, a man of equity. Just and upright is he, and all his works perfect. What is you talking about? And you think we gonna be unified, and you got niggas who ain't nothing like that? Come on, man, you gotta be real with yourself, man. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't want to be unified with whole niggas. I don't want to be unified with whole niggas. And when I say again, for those who might be, why is he saying that? When I say hoe, I'm talking about less than an honorable man, a coward, a man who's afraid of confrontation, a man who does not stand on principles, values, has no integrity, who would rather, as it says in Psalms, throw arrows at the perfect in secret, so on and so forth, because they really don't represent the character of Elohim in no shape, form, or fashion. I don't want to be unified with that because I ain't want to be unified with that before the word. So why would I want to get in the word and do it? So I can look like something in front of you niggas? I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I don't want nothing to do with that. Listen, man, Jeremiah say, man, I wish I could go away with some wayfaring men. He say, boy, all these boys evil around here, man. I don't want to be fooled up with these boys, man. But y'all think I'm making that? They think I'm making that up. I got you. You ain't got to go nowhere. I don't want nobody to think I'm making that up, man. Because they be like, man, that nigga be making that stuff up. They be saying it in their heart. They ain't gonna say it out loud, though. But I'm gonna be like that song, man. You know what the song say? You can ring my bell, nigga. And you can get whatever answer you're looking for. Just ring my bell. That's all you gotta do. You know that song? I ain't gonna sing it out loud because I can't sing. Jeremiah 9:1. Oh, that my head were waters and my eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them. For they all be adulterers and are assembly of treacherous men. They bend their tongues like their bows for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth. For they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith Yahuwah. And take you heed every one his neighbor, and trust you not in a brother, for every brother will utterly supplant Judas, and every neighbor will walk with slanderers, Judas, and they will deceive every one his neighbor, the scribes, and will not speak the truth, and they taught their tongue to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. Listen. Think about that, man. You know what I'm talking about? This is what he's saying then. You think it's different now? Because it ain't. Because it ain't. So that's why I say that, man. Mob ain't no hoe, man. No shape, form, or fashion. So anybody who in him shouldn't be one either. And he said you pass from death to life, civic, when you do what? Read it again. 1 John 3 and what? 14? Come on.
So we know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brethren.
That's right.
He that love not his brother abide in death.
Abide in death.
Whosoever hate his brother is a murderer.
It's a murderer.
You know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in.
Don't have it.
Hereby perceive we the love of Elohim because he laid down his life for us.
We perceive the love of Elohim because he did what?
He laid down his life for us. And we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
We ought to do what?
Lay down our lives for the brethren.
We ought to do what?
Lay down our lives for the brethren.
Is that just for the brethren you know? Tell them what brethren mean right now, man. Let me just see if that's the brother you know.
That is Adelphos, a brother, whether born of the same two parents or only of the same father or mother, having the same national ancestors, belonging to the same people or countrymen, any fellow or man, a fellow believer, united to another by the bond of affection.
Read it again. The last one. Read it again.
A fellow believer, united to another by the bond of affection. You got brethren in the Mashiach, and associate in employment in our office.
He say by the bond of affection.
And
And remember what we read in Ezekiel 20? I'm gonna bring him into the bond of the covenant, and you take it back to that meat offering, which is that doggone covenant of friendship, man. That's not your brother who in your congregation, boy. So listen, right, and I can read 1 John 5:1 from the top, right? Because remember, we like to see if you're dealing with the 10 or the body, man. You know what I'm saying? That's life contained in the Son of God. So if you got life and you contained in the Son of God, that means you got life. That means everybody who in them contained, because it said there's many members, but one body. Know what it said? And we members in who? Hamashiach, my God, today. And they got called out of Egypt as what? As one body. It wasn't no bond, no free. It wasn't no Yahudim, no Greek. It wasn't no male or female, but one. But one. But one. But one. But one. Because you know why? Because when he took Adam out of the earth, he said, and he called their name Adam. And he said that I might make them a godly seed, that they might be one. Because Yahuwah Elohim is one. See, everybody like to blame the division on Satan. Man, Satan ain't the one causing the division. Man, Satan profit off the division. The division is made by homemade niggas. And I mean that sincerely. Exactly how I said it. You know what I'm talking about? Men who are disreputable, dishonorable, lack integrity, have no morals, principles, or values that they hold themselves to. There's not a bit of tamim in them. No integrity. That's where the division comes from, but we don't want to stand up and say that because you don't want to have to turn around and deal with the fact that some of these brews that these people hold in high regard are homemade. They homemade. And you don't want to accept that fact because you just bobbing your head to the beat because you a goofy. Because that's real to you. Like I said, man, I tell y'all that because, man, when I heard Pac say that, we wasn't, like I was talking to my dog about this yesterday, right? He was talking about Gucci Man influence to make people get into crimes and this, that, and the third. And I've held this stance my entire life. If you listen to a record and a record made you want to be a criminal, you's a lame. You is a whole straight up lame. I don't care if you did commit crimes. I don't care if you shot. I don't care. You's a lame, boy. But you playing pretend, boy, that ain't who you is for real. But you let a song influence you to risk your freedom in your life. But you's a lame. And you know what the problem is? Nobody don't want to say, boy, you's a lame. You want to say, man, see, Gucci influence. Nah, boy, you lame, boy. Listen, when I was at the road, man, there was a dude from Pensacola. He told me straight up and down why he started selling dope, something along them lines. I said, boy, you's a whole lame out here, boy. He said, well, why you started selling dope? I told him why. He said, it couldn't have been that bad. I said, you lying to me. It's bad enough the way I'm talking to you. Because if it wasn't that bad, you think I would have chose that? I made a conscious decision. I made a calculated risk. Because it was that bad at that particular time in my physical existence to where, hey, man, do this or suffer. Well, if I'm going to suffer, I'd rather try to die on top then than to suffer like this. Bump that jump, man. We gone. We out here then. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, y'all have mercy on the soul, man. My homeboy, little E, man, the chick I used to kick it with, you selling dope to impress her. Man, don't never disrespect me like that, bro. You think I'm going to risk my freedom to impress a woman for some vagina? Bro, she want to give me some vagina, she already going to want to give it to me. Not because I'm trying to sell some drugs, bro. Man, truth be told, I wouldn't even want no woman who was impressed by that. That shows the level of character and the low level of intelligence that she possesses. This woman is not even worthy for me to copulate with, to take the risk of inseminating her womb. You understand what I'm telling you? And the only reason why I could think like that at 18, 19 years old, at that time I was like 20. 21, because I love myself, man. And I'm not enamored by how good a woman looking. I can see clearly she's an idiot. Because any woman who would be impressed because a man is selling drugs to the point that you would risk being impregnated by him is a woman that I would never want to have coitus with. Ever. Because I believe that every time I would look at her, I would just be utterly disgusted. Because this hoe stupid. You know what I'm saying? But see, that be y'all problem. Y'all care more about that booty. You don't care if she got a brain. That's why I told y'all, man, that women to I just want to be with my man and shut my mind off. Yeah, I don't want to fool with you because that means you stupid. I don't want to be around nobody who don't want to think. And not because I need you to this, that. I don't want to be around. No, because if you don't want to think, that means you're going to miss stuff. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, boy, you can't catch everything. And you can't think of everything. And you can't see everything. Because you ain't God. That's not even plausible. So to have people around you, whether male or female, and they just depending on you to do all the thinking, so they don't want to think, I don't want nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want a crew of men who don't want to think. You want me to think for you? Oh, no. Oh, listen, man, that's where cult behavior come from. That's where tyranny come from. That's where oppression come from. When you give over your autonomy, if you would, for an individual to think for you, even your God don't want to think for you. He want the word to rest in you and you live by the word. He don't want to think for you. He wants you to make decisions based off his will in his way. But he don't want to think for you. Well, you dangerous, boy. Y'all don't even realize when you say that you willing to sell yourself into slavery, boy. You gonna sell yourself into slavery because you lazily, intellectually, my nigga? My God, today. And say, yeah, you don't even have to think like me, but think. Yeah. And I ain't asking you to think like me. I ain't even asking you to agree with me on everything, man. That ain't even what I'm asking you. Matter of fact, I ain't asking you nothing because I'm not going to ask you to think. I'm going to already see if you're a thinker. And if you're not a thinker, I'm offended. I'm talking about it for a woman, as a woman is concerned. I'm offended. I don't want no woman who don't want to think. Absolutely not. Because at that point, you telling me you worthless. You're absolutely worthless. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no value whatsoever. I'm cool on that. Because if you as a woman feel like, oh, I get overstimulated if I think too much, that means you just told me that basically you're a child who has a mental retardation. You mean to tell me being an adult is too much for you to handle? Get the hell out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And y'all be listening to people say this goofy stuff, and some of y'all agree with it. Do you understand what this person is saying to you? They're telling you I am a child. Then you're going to get mad at me if I treat you like one. Because that's what you just told me. Oh, thinking too much is just, get the hell out of here, man. You're an adult. Deal with it. Be an adult. Listen, man, I have never in my days heard women say they didn't want to think until the last 5 to 10 years, man. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, I never heard nobody say, man, and maybe because we didn't have the internet to hear it said. I never heard no group of women say, no, I don't want to think. I want him to think for me. Thinking too much for me. I get overwhelmed. You get overwhelmed from using your brain. From using your brain. And you niggas want to reproduce with somebody who talk like this? Well, y'all the men, y'all supposed to be the leader. Being a leader don't mean the people who he leads don't use their brain. Have you ever been in the military? Yeah, they got a leader. The people in the soldiers still got to think. The general don't think for everybody. The colonel doesn't think for anybody. The lieutenant and the sergeants don't think for everybody. They give the vision and the chain of command. The soldiers under them still got to think. Man, if I'm leading an army full of non-thinkers, we gonna die. Because that means you putting your whole life in my hands and you don't want nothing to do. Come on. Oh, no, absolutely not. I don't want to do that. Make decisions, even if it's wrong. I've done it many times. Yeah, come on, man. Listen, you make informed decisions. If they wrong, it's all gravy, man. We can sort it out. But the aspect, I don't want to think, that's too hard for me. Oh, this nigga's stupid. At life. I ain't talking about you stupid as forth as going in somebody's classroom or going on somebody's job. You dumb at life. At life. Well, you don't want to be joined to nobody who dumb at life. And no, I'm just not gonna say no more about it. But yeah, you don't want that, man. That's just my opinion, man. I don't want nobody. Listen, and I say that because it's different with men. Because with men, the opposite of it is having yes men around you. Because yes men don't want to think either. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is listen. If you have a crew and it's a group of men, and you mention something, you moving something, Civic might consider something that I might have not considered, or seen something that I might not have seen. So I need him to use his brain to be. See, it's different. Okay, well, what if the leader don't listen? Then he don't listen. That don't mean you stop thinking. Y'all so worried about what if he shoot it down because you ain't got no nuts. You ain't got no nuts. Most leaders, if they care about their soldiers and who they leading, they're going to consider what you have to say. And if it's something that don't go along with it, you know what a good leader going to do? Explain to you, I hear what you're saying. This is what we got going on. This is why it's not going to match. And you know why they tell you that? Because it might not necessarily be a bad thought or idea. You might need to do what, Civic? Tweak it, adjust it. That's it. You think it's been generals before that had a sergeant or even a private, if it would, that seen something and he was like, you know what? That sounds good right there, man. I didn't see that. I didn't consider that. We gonna do that. Nah, you niggas want to be mindless drones and then cry about being oppressed. Come on, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm just telling you that what people be doing, man. Man, children don't want to think. We got grown people out here talking about they don't want to think. Y'all don't understand how dangerous that is. Man, people be ready to sell themselves into slavery, bro. They be ready. You know what I'm saying? People are always talking about these pastors doing this and these elders doing that, but that's what y'all want. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all want. When I say y'all, I ain't talking about y'all on the stream. I'm talking about people in general. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. And they want that because I don't want accountability for thinking, because if something go wrong, I can just blame him. But you don't realize in the midst of doing that, you set yourself up to be oppressed. You're setting yourself up to be oppressed. See, everybody talk about how, people should make leaders and this, that, there, and the third, but you don't understand that leaders are made by giving men the tools to have the autonomy to be a man who is a piece in a larger conglomerate. That's why it's one body. That's why I say it's one body with different operations. Because everybody's doing something different for the benefit of that body. You know what I'm saying? And if you actually pay attention what the apostles taught them, what they were doing, they were giving these men the tools to be sons of God, to be able to serve each other and serve their God, and not for them to rule over and oppress them. But nobody pays attention to that because you're not looking for that in the text because you ain't reading it. And when I say you ain't reading it, you reading it, but you ain't reading it. That's just like you listening, but you ain't hearing. So you skipping over that because you so focused on winning people over. Listen, man, I just told a dude this the other day, man, about what we do around here with that, man. I say, man, I don't make decisions for these men, man. They're men. They have wives. They have children. They don't need me to do none of that. They need me to serve them the word and give them the tools to be the sons of God that their Abba and Shamaim through Yahushua HaMashiach desire them to be. Period, point blank. Because I told them the same thing we talked about a while back. So look here, man. I want them to be better than me, nigga. I don't look at no man around here as a threat to me. He can't be no threat to me because this ain't no competition. See, a lot of men in their word, man, they look at the men around them as a threat because they're trying to maintain control. And they're trying to maintain control because they're exploiting the people in some shape, form, or fashion, or for vain esteem. My brother and a Mashiach can't be no threat to me. That means am I a threat to myself? Because he is of me and I am of him, and we are of the Lord, and the Lord is of the Father. So how can my brother be a threat to me? That's insane. Because if he's a threat to me, that means I'm a threat to myself. That means what is it about me that I'm threatened by that's going to destroy me? Because why am I threatened by why I look at him and see the Lord and feel a threat? That's crazy. The only way I can feel a threat because I'm a Judas. That's the only way. They don't want to hear that shit. Read it again, Civic. 1 John 3. People don't want to hear that, Civic. What is it? 3 and 16. Run it again.
Say, hereby perceive we the love of Elohim, because he laid down his life for us. We ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
That's right.
But whoso have this world's good and see his brother have need, shut up his bowels of compassion from him. How dwell the love of Elohim in him?
How is the love of God? And who's your brother? This is people who in the Mashiach, not the people in your congregation, blood. Not the people who you know through the internet and the word. It said your brother. How you shut that bowels of compassion up when you see he had need? Now, see, I ain't talking about when people make posts with need, because I ain't really talking about on the internet, man. Because, you know what I'm saying? People can post anything. But if you seen a brother had need who was in the word, well, he don't go to my church, so he on his own. No, man, that's not how this supposed to work. Go ahead.
I say, my little children, let us not love the word,
but in
tongue, but in deed and in truth.
Indeed and in truth.
And hereby we know that we are the truth, that we are of the truth, and shall assure our hearts before him. For if our heart condemn us,
that's good. 1 John 5 and 1 again on general principle. I asked you for something in 1 Corinthians 12, didn't
I? Yeah, was it 12 and 14? Or 12 and 12?
It was 12 and 20, but yeah, we could start at 12 and 12. Yeah, you were right. My bad.
It said, whosoever believes that Yahushua is the Mashiach is born of Elohim, and right. Everyone that loved him, that begat, loved him also that is begotten of him.
Indeed.
By this we know that we love the children of Elohim, when we love Elohim and keep his commandments.
Indeed.
But this is the love of Elohim, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Now read verses 1 and 2 one more time.
Whosoever believes that Yahushua is the Mashiach is born of Elohim.
Indeed.
And everyone that loved him, that begat, loved him also that is begotten of him.
And we know.
By this we know that we love the children of Elohim, when we love Elohim and keep his commandments.
You know you love the son, you love the sons of God, you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? I say, man, we scream this stuff, man, but man, niggas ain't really on that for real. Is that how Saul felt about David? See, Saul was concerned with losing his spot. Because it actually says that. When he heard them women say, Saul bringing in by the thousands, David bringing in by the 10,000s, he started being moved by envy. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, he wanted to kill him because he felt like, man, this man going to take my spot. Because that's what he was concerned with at the time. You know what I'm saying? That the people fooled with David and they ain't really fooled with him like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, you know. But that's, I mean, it's human nature. It's human, and when I didn't say it's human nature to be envious, I mean that it's in a human's nature for these type of things to exist, i.e. because of the flesh. Since I mentioned that, I said, well, Galatians 5 and 13. We'll get to 1 Corinthians 12, man. You know, we was a mixed Wednesday of law and epistle. Today, you know, it's going to be a little bit more epistle and gospel, man. Tomorrow might be more law, especially dealing with the assembly and how they were one. Matter of fact, because we could see that with trumpets. When they blow that trumpet, they had to move as what? As one. As one. As one. As one. As one. There was never meant to be a schism in this people. You know why? Because I repeat it again. Your God is not divided. I've referenced it too many times, Civic. Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Your God is not divided. I repeat, your God is not divided. So therefore, if the people are divided, it's not Satan that, see, we keep, listen, man, niggas got to stop doing that. Y'all blame Satan for everything. You know what I'm saying? It's you. It's you. It ain't him. He's just a tempter and a liar. But that's you. See, you heard that lie, you went for that lie because you wanted to go for that lie because you never wanted to be unified in God in the first place. Because this is what people don't be understanding. It's not that you want to be unified with the people, you want to be unified with Yahuwah. Uh-oh. We said that out loud, Cindy? Oh, they don't want to hear that. That's what it boils down to. That's the reality of the entire play. You don't want to be unified with Yahuwah. Because if you unify with Yahuwah, you're going to be unified with his people. Because to be unified with his people is to be unified with the sons and daughters of God. So if you don't want to be unified, that means you ain't no son or daughter of God. That's what that tell me, man. My God, today. Come on, Simone.
Say Hero Yasharal, Yahuwah Elohim is one Yahuwah.
No, he 3.
He's one.
He's 6.
He's one.
Okay. That's it. That's all you had to read. Matter of fact, give me the characters for Echad real quick, man. Let's deal with that.
Aleph, Hay, and Dalet.
Aleph, Hay, and Dalet.
Or, my bad, that's Cotton.
Aleph, Kot, and Dalet. So guess what? The son was hanged, and that separated you. And what did he say? Make him perfect in one as we are. I know what he said. Sanctify them with thy truth. Thy word is true. And he said, and I sanctify myself by the truth, that they might sanctify themselves by the truth. And not only them, but those who would believe on me through their word. And then he said, I will make them perfect in one as we are. So the issue again is not that people don't want to be unified with Yahuwah. Because if you want to be unified with Yahuwah, being unified with those who are in him and of him is nothing. Because you would be unified in him if you unified with them. Effectively, would that be correct? I don't see what the business is. The business is these niggas wicked as hell. They don't believe and they hate God. But the issue is, don't nobody want to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, my man's be saying this all the time, and I understand why he said, he's like, we ain't affiliated with these groups. I ain't got to say I ain't affiliated with nobody. You know why? Because righteousness and wickedness can't never be affiliated anyway. So ain't no need for me to say I'm not affiliated. Because I told you that the other day. Why you care so much about what other people think about? Oh, they gonna think that. I don't think they nothing. Man, I remember when that junk came out with bro who was getting pegged. And no, I ain't mentioning it because of the peg. I'm just mentioning it because of the Bible. And they was like, man, this make Israelites look bad. I said, don't make me look nothing. It don't make me look nothing. That's him. And I say, why y'all don't never say it make Yahuwah look bad? Y'all always worry about you. You don't want to be you. Y'all don't be listening to people. Man, I told you, man, what Pac said. He said, man, don't just bob your head to the beat. Listen to the words. Listen to what they saying. Is that real to you? Is that real to you? A lot of people don't be listening to what people be saying, man. Y'all don't be listening to people. Y'all be in la-la land, but you not listening to people. Matter of fact, let me not say listen. You not hearing people. You listening, but you not hearing. That sounds great. That sounds great. This nigga talking stupid. And then you talking about he ain't real. No, nigga, you ain't real. And when I say you ain't real, I ain't talking about that you live in a fake and flawed life. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you not being honest and genuine with yourself. So therefore, you're not going to be honest and genuine when you listen to what people saying to decipher and discern that this person is full of crap. Now, I know we all full of crap, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? But his excrement is backing up out of his pores and out of his mouth. He's speaking feces to you. Fecal matter is emanating from his tongue and his lips. You getting hit with a dookie bomb. If you don't know what that is, don't look it up. That's what civic know what a dookie bomb is. They might call it something different in Massachusetts. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what.
That's what I ain't never had the experience.
Yeah, that's all in my mind because I was watching Corporate, man. That boy was saying. And then it was funny because without me mentioning it, my dog from Chicago was talking about dudes in the Cook County jail doing that. And I was like, boy, that boy just did that on the video. And he was like, they don't do it to COs, they do it to each other. Listen, boy. Nigga hit me with a doogie bomb, boy. I'm finna catch an M1, boy. That nigga gotta die, boy.
I'll take it like
that nigga gotta die, boy. See, that's not good. See, you saying be no felony down here. That's a felony. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, in correctional facilities, inmates like to take their fecal matter and sometimes mix it with urine. Some of them grab their fecal matter with their bare hands, and some of them put it in a packaging of some sort and throw that upon another human being, usually in the face. That's why I said nigga do me like, yeah, boy, I gotta get him out of here.
Yeah, see, up north, they usually just put it in the cup. And when they open
the flap, bah! Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, boy, that's tough. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, man, they don't want to listen, man. I've been in this word a long time, man. I hear people scream, unity, 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 nation not desired. Let's gather, unity, unity, unity. Niggas full of crap, bro. I said, how y'all? I told my dog this, man, years ago, about 5-6 years ago, man. I said, man, the people ain't never gonna unify. He said, why would you? Because you ain't trying to unify them in God. You're trying to unify them in a nationality. It ain't gonna work. I said, Yahuwah ain't gonna let it work. Because that's not his will. That's y'all will. If you read the book, you would know his will is for y'all to be unified in him. But don't nobody teach that. Don't nobody preach that. Don't nobody show that out the text. The text says that repeatedly. Read John 17:23 again. You can pick it up at 17:17 where I started at. Listen, man, we are never going to be unified as a nation. You have to be unified in Elohim. If you pay attention to what happened in them coming out of Egypt, they weren't being unified as a nation. They were being unified in Yahuwah. But you got to pay attention to that. See, when you hear that, some people going to get in a feeling, he don't love his people, because you mentally and spiritually are retarded. When I say retarded, I mean from the little definition of retarded, you have a developmental delay. You're going backwards mentally. You're going backwards spiritually. You're not moving, because that's what retard means. And actually, it's receding. It's a regression. You know what I'm saying? You're going backwards and not forwards. But when you pay attention in this text and you look, the objective was to always gather the people into one with your maker. That's always been the intent. That's why the Shema, that as is commonly referred to in Deuteronomy 6:4, tell you, Yahuwah, your Elohim is one. So he's letting you know your God ain't separated and you one in him because he's one. But when you try to make us one as a people, it's not going to work, because that's not his will. That's not his desire. That's not his desire. And you can't read nowhere that's his desire. That's our desire. Because as I've said before, we've taken this man's word and turned it into a black power movement. And that's not what this word is for. Never has been, never will be. It's going to be divided anyway. Come on, so read it for him. John 17:7.
It says, sanctify them through your truth. Your word is true. Mm-hmm. As you have sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. Mm-hmm. For their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. Mm-hmm. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. Mm-hmm. That they may all be one, as you
they may all be what?
Be one.
That they all may be what?
One.
Okay.
As you are in me.
Now listen, notice that he said that not only the apostles, but everyone who will believe on him through the apostles, that they all might be a copy. That they all might be one, as he is one with the Father. That's the will. That's what it is. Read it again so there's no dispute and confusion or anything of the sort.
That they all may be one, as you, Abba, are in me, and I in you, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that you have sent me.
Go ahead.
And the esteem which you gave me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. I in them, you and me, that they may be made perfect in one.
Perfect in what?
Perfect in one.
Perfect in what?
In one. And that the world may know that you have sent me, and have loved them as you have loved me.
Go ahead.
Abba, I will that they also, whom you have given me, be with me where I am.
Go ahead.
They may behold my esteem, which you have given me.
Go ahead.
You love me before the foundation of the world.
What else?
O righteous Abba, the world have not known.
But I have known you.
And these have known that you have sent me. And I have declared unto them your name, and will declare that the love wherewith you have loved me may be in them, and I in them.
Listen, man, if that love is in them and the people who believe on him through him, that's all oneness. Ain't no separation, man. Yeah, indeed. Genesis 32:28. Man, listen, man. And I don't say that to knock nobody who says we need to unify as a nation, because the underlying premise of what they're expressing, I fully and totally understand it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not ridiculing actually knocking it, but we don't understand that in reality of execution, that's not the will of God. People won't agree with it because they don't examine the text to actually see what his will is. Because even in the Old Testament, that wasn't his will. See, they're going to grab that verse in Zephaniah, oh, gather yourselves together, O nation that's not desired, instead of paying attention consistently and repeatedly that he wanted them to be unified in him. But we want to be unified in each other. We're going to mess around and do a Saul. I've done your will. Well, that's not what I told you to do. That's why, listen, you look at that passage where he said, we've done many wonderful works in your name. We done this, we done that, we done this. He going to say, hey, man, get away from me. I never knew you. Saul did the same thing. I fulfilled the word of God. No, you didn't, boy. Saul had the spirit in him. He prophesied too. He said, it almost seems that what the word is saying is not plain enough, unfortunately. They don't really know what unity looked like, left alone through the will of Yahuwah. It's plain, but I get why you said it's not plain. It is plain, but it is not plain at the same time. It's not plain when you don't diligently search the scriptures and see if those things are so, that you might be more noble than those in Thessalonica. But it's plain if you steadily search the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You'll see that it's very plain. That's why I be adamant with y'all about, amen, like actually read every book, but not just read through it to consume it, but stop, pay attention, look at the nuance, look at the things that's being communicated, understand that these are real people, look at the interactions, look at the words, look at the things that the people are doing and expressing, and then it's plain. It's plain. You know what I'm saying? It's plain. But when you're not doing that, then like you said, man, it ain't plain. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, they not gonna know what unity looks like through the will of God because they skipping over it. When they came out of the wilderness, they were supposed to be one. Pause. Listen, we read it the verse the other day, and Nehemiah said all people gathered themselves to the water gate as what? As one man. They were all one. Read it for him again, Civic. Nehemiah 8:1. And see, I mentioned that because, like I said, right? Pause before you read it, right? Praise be to Yahuwah. See, I can remember first reading that Nehemiah. First reading that when they came to him and say, man, we flesh of your flesh, bone of your bone. And by his grace and mercy of Yahushua, understanding exactly what he communicating, because that wasn't something I just skipped over. See, I give thanks to God in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach for this. Like I said, right, I ain't never go to church. So I ain't never read the word like that. So you talking about coming in the game, man, we consuming the role. So I'm consuming everything in it because I don't have any preconceived notions. Two, I don't really know nothing about no Israelites online or nothing. The only stuff that I'm seeing is when I'm with my homeboy, and he just used to like to watch the camps battle on the street corner. You ain't getting no word out of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I thank Yahuwah for that, man, because everybody's journey is different. Because I told the dude I know who live in Michigan about this here. Like, he was like, it's good for you to come out of church. I say, maybe, maybe not. You know, I can't speak for everybody. You know, what I experienced was exclusively for me. Just like what Civic experienced is exclusively for him. And the same for Marvin, and the same for Omar, Sean, and Will, and Monte, and Brother Harrison, and Brother Robert, and everybody else on here. Like, it's for you to get you to where he wants you to be. So you had to go through those things to experience that in order to become the man that Elohim desire you to be. That's what people get the game twisted at. You experience what you needed to experience to get to where you needed that to be in Yahushua to somebody else. And that's not that you may have not came out the same way if your journey would have been like this person's over here. So I never concerned myself with how this individual came to God. That's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Because he went through what he went through to get him to where he was at. Listen, man, like I told you, bro, I knew that black people were Israelites before knowing any of this stuff, man. But it didn't resonate. It didn't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? It didn't mean nothing to me. See, some things like I remember dude say that you would have known you were Israelite if it wasn't for the camps. Man, listen, man. I heard that. Shoot, I went to jail. I went to prison, nigga. I bought a book on it. Listen, the nigga I heard say that was Dr. Malachi Z. York. It wasn't no doggone Israelite. And of course, it didn't mean nothing to me. Didn't mean nothing to me. And before that Puerto Rican cat said something to me about that in 2002 when I was at the P farm, that junk didn't mean nothing to me. I had already read a book I already had books from Dr. York with him talking about that. That didn't mean nothing to me when he said, man, you a son of Jacob, you a son of Israel. I didn't even know who Jacob and Israel is, nigga. Listen, man, when I tell you, man, I didn't know who Jacob was. Like, yeah, had I heard of Solomon? Sure. I ain't know nothing about that. Had I heard David's name before? Sure. I don't know nothing about nothing than hearing this stuff in passing. I don't know who none of these people is, man. You know what I'm saying? Or any matter of significance that they would have scripturally. It meant nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I just told somebody that the other day, man, when we selling crack, he told me, I'm taking Sunday. Oh, man, that's the Lord day. Bro, you finna sell crack on Saturday, talking about you serving the Lord on Sunday to sell crack again on Monday. Bro, I'm going to be out here today, tomorrow, and the next day. I didn't go to prison and be like, no, I'm going to get in the Bible and become a Christian and serve God. I'm not doing that because I ain't do that before I got here. So what I'm going to get in here and do it for? Because if you ain't going to do it for real, what's the point of doing it? You know what I'm saying? So when you find out the truth of the matter or what the word is and what it ain't, you know what I'm talking about? Now I'm consuming the role. I'm paying attention to everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Because I'm not consuming the role for the purpose of I'm trying to craft a doctrine. I'm trying to battle this person over here. I'm trying to persuade this person over here. Nah, people around the way used to see me outside with that big old box. Man, I'm sitting down with my people, man. I'm finna break bread with them. We finna build out this hole. You know what I'm talking about? I just had somebody tell me this earlier, man. They say, man, I appreciate you pushing me to do something. I'm happier now. I say, well, listen, man, I could already tell, man, you were stagnant. You were stuck in what you were doing. You ain't really want to do it, but nobody around you was telling you, man, you need to go do this and stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Because you playing. I ain't gonna say you playing, you scared. You scared of the unknown, and that's fine. Ain't nothing really wrong with that. To a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes people have stuff that they want to go for. But like it says in Ecclesiastes 12, the words of the wise are as goads, they're motivators. You know what I'm saying? So our objective is to motivate people to salvation, motivate people to the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua HaMashiach. And then, of course, on the natural side, you can motivate people to the excellency of that, but you never let the natural things supersede the things that be in heaven. And that'd be a hard thing for people to balance because you want to achieve all these things over here. And you got to be careful when you say what good is if a man gain the whole world and lose his soul. Because you can be so focused on these things right here. And that's when the cares and affairs of this life choke off the word and it don't bring forth no fruit, showing forth that blessed is the man who trusts in Yahuwah, whose hope Yahuwah is. He's like a tree planted by the river that never ceases from yielding fruit. And people don't pay attention to that. Them cares and affairs of this life, that's what you put your trust in. That's why you can't bring forth no fruit. That's why you ain't got no joy. That's why you ain't got no peace. That's why you ain't got no long suffering. That's why you ain't got no self-control. That's why you ain't got no faith, no joy, no love. That's why you ain't got it, because your faith in the things of this life that will surely pass away. Just like you is. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, for the most part, unless you a world figure, your memory gonna pass away too. And everything you accomplished, it's gonna go away. Some people be like, oh, we got the Basketball Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame, you immortal. If America crumbles tomorrow, all your career accolades pass away. Ain't nobody going to remember Kobe Bryant. America collapse tomorrow, ain't nobody going to remember Jim Brown, Barry Sanders. You will not be remembered. Because that society of which you accomplish these things will have vanished. and everything along with it that vanished. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, man. Listen. That's why he told you it's vanity and vexation of spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why he tell you that. So, we got to lay these things to heart, man, because it's real out here. You know what I'm talking about? But like bro said, man, this stuff ain't plain. I only mention that there, man. Again, I give thanks to Yahuwah, because, boy, I was consuming the roll, man. I'm talking about literally, man. Because my thought objective wasn't, oh, I'm going to be preaching the word to people. I ain't thinking about that. You think I'm thinking about that? 45, 60 days, 70 days from doing a 4.5-year bid? I can't even think that far down the line. I can't even think that far down the line. The only thing I can think about is I'm going to kick it with the people who I'm around. Because we was in Sundance. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to preach them, I'm going to be their pastor. It's like, nah, man, give this man a piece. Again, doing what Damon taught me. Each one teach one. You get some information, you pass that information off to your peoples, man. And maybe that spark their brain. That's the only thing that you can do. You got a piece of information that can help this person over here. He's like, you pass that along, but you keeping it to yourself for. That doesn't mean that you're trying to be a leader over them. See, people get in their brain, I want to be a leader over somebody. And it's more so, again, this is mutually exclusive to me based off the people who taught me, raised me, and nurtured me. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I was taught. That's what I was told. So that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm so grateful to be able to, but man, shoot, give thanks to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the attitude you have, man. You want to spark their brain, let Yahuwah do the rest. You know what I'm saying? If it's a situation like we got here, that's different. Like I can remember, man, my other sister, man, she was like, she seen a vision of us in the church doing this. I couldn't think that far down the line. You know what I'm saying? My mind wasn't on that. I couldn't think that far down the line. Only thing I was thinking about is this, me, her, and Muffin. You know what I'm saying? And the people who would pull up to our house. I ain't thinking that far down the line. It's not even, it's more so, what are we doing today? We can't envision, you know what I'm saying? They never sit around in a vision. You know what? We could have a gathering, try to bring brews in the city hour. We could be in the building that can't think that far down the line. The only thing we can think about is, let's get off this word. Let this word do what it's supposed to do. And that's draw an individual to be one with their God. And that's it. And even if that don't happen, that the word of Elohim be preached, that your Abba be esteemed through the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach. And that's it. That's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. But I said all that to say this here, man. Read the book. But don't read the book as if this is a competition. Read the book to consume the role, to see, to know, and to understand the totality of the will of your Father in heaven through his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Pay attention to things, man. Every word matters. Every sentence matters. Everything matters. To give you the game and the insight to a multitude of things if you just stop and listen. That's it. That's all you got to do. People make this more difficult than what it is, man. Let's say, man, now see if you're finna read Nehemiah 8:1. Listen what it say.
Saying all the people gather themselves together as one man.
As one what?
As one man.
Read it. Give him one man, man. We know it's a Kai each, or it could be a Kai Adam. We don't know. Maybe a Kai Gabor. Let's see.
Got a Kai and each.
One man. That's it. One man. No division. No separation. 1 Corinthians 1:9 on the general principle. Notice what he said, all the people gathered themselves. This is when they carrying out there for their tabernacles. In Nehemiah. They coming out there for tabernacles. It didn't say they came out there as 12 tribes. It didn't say they came out there as a certain number of people. It said they came out there as one man. Because that's always been it. Because if it's one man, guess what that means, Civic? One body. No separation. Come on.
Say, Elohim is faithful, by whom you were called unto the fellowship of his Son, Yahushua Mashiach our Lord. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that you all speak the same thing, that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. For it hath been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are of the house of Chloe, that there are contentions.
We're focusing on one thing that he about to say. Go ahead.
Now this I say, that every one of you saith, I am of Paul, and I am of Apollos.
That ain't it.
I have Cephas, and I have Hamashiach.
That ain't it.
Is Hamashiach divided?
That's it. It's who?
Is Hamashiach divided?
Is what?
Is Hamashiach divided?
Of course not.
Was Paul crucified for you, or were you immersed in the name of Paul?
Now I read all that because it's a Mashiach divided. Can't be. Yahuwah your Elohim is one. Is he divided? Notice, right? They're divided. Hamashiach's not divided. It's the people that's divided. And you know why they were divided? Because they wanted to be one in each other and not one in God. This is not a new phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? This is not a new phenomenon. That's what I was telling my dog yesterday, man. He was like, it's different now. I say, man, ain't nothing new under the sun. He told me, in the neighborhoods back in the day, you could know who was a hoe. I say, man, you know who a hoe now. But I'm not talking about no internet stuff. I'm talking about if you live in a community of people and you live in a neighborhood of people and you around them, man, you know who is who. Because we was having this conversation the other day too, and I'm just gonna put this on tape because I believe it needs to be said, man. Because I probably said it just recently, like it's a stereotype that all our women hoes, that all our men are criminals, that all us on food stamps and everybody in prison. But the reality of life is that's 1% of our population. The truth of the matter is that most black people are hard working class people. Because we were talking about this, which is a fact, no matter how much you look at it, no matter how much money you make, no matter how much status you have, as a quote-unquote African-American, Negro, black person in America, you a nigga to them people. And it don't matter. And you think the amount of status you get and the amount of money you get and the amount of accolades that you can accrue, you forget that you're in the United States of America. Does that mean that you a nigga to every white person who see you? Of course not. But if you think the people who are the elites of this particular society, the ruling class of this particular society, the power brokers of this particular society will ever see you than anything as a nigga, you lying to yourself, blood. You lying to yourself. Now see, that's a hard saying, but most of y'all already know that. If you've been living here long enough and you ain't being a weirdo, but we don't be wanting to deal with that because we really want a validation because we believe if I can just get to this level of success, if I can move to this neighborhood and drive this car, they'll see me as a human. They never will. They have destroyed your humanity for so many years that they'll never be able to see you as a human. And I'm not saying that to at fault the generation of people who live now, but the people who rule have made it that way. And they work hard to make it that way to where they will never see you as a human. That's why they can talk about the young man who stabbed that white boy the way that they did. Whether he was justified or not, I'm not here to argue that. That's why they could feel like that about that black boy that got killed by that Asian man. That's why they could feel that way about choking out George Floyd. That's why they could feel that way about beating Rodney King. That's why they could feel that way about anything that happens to you. Because you've been made killable a long time ago. So they don't see you as a human. And you fail to accept that reality. And this is not necessarily for all of them a conscious thing. For a lot of them, it's subconscious. They don't see you as a human, blood. You know what I'm saying? And see, I can say this here, and I don't walk around with no angst or anger or vitriol. I just accept the reality of the world that I live in. I wouldn't be foolish enough to think because I accrue a certain amount of money or status that I'm going to be seen as equals by these people, because I know that I never will. Not only because it's not God's will, but just on the natural level, man, it's just not relevant. There's no way. You got to understand power, you know what I mean? To understand that. You feel me? That ain't never going to happen, bro. And our people don't be wanting to hear that. You know what I'm saying? We don't be wanting to hear that because it's a shadows the illusion of the reality of the life that you wish was there, which was I was telling the dog, man. You got to tell your kids the reality of the life that's outside that door. You got to tell them the truth, man. And you need to tell them early. Because if you wait too long and they experience it, they're going to be crushed because you didn't prepare them for it. You want your son to be a soldier, you train him to be one. But we ain't talking about no soldier running around just with no weapon, man. We're talking about a soldier in spirit, heart, and mind, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Soldiers don't bend, fold, or crack. Then they tell you got to maintain, endure hardness as a good soldier, Hamashiach. Why you think if you went, those of y'all who went through basic training, you know what you went through. You know why them people took you what they took you through. Then especially if you decided to be in a particular regiment or special ops, they took you through even more stuff. Because soldiers have to be built mentally, spiritually, man, in the heart and in the mind, man. And they do it early. You niggas want to train a nigga to be a soldier when he's 21. Nigga, it's too late. It's too late. You want him to be a soldier, training to be a, but see, we think being a soldier is putting a ball in his hand, putting a bat in his hand. You understand? People are just, no, man, being a soldier is giving him the mentality of a soldier and arming him with information so that he can go to war outside, man. Listen, man, you know that man told you, man, it's a war going on outside. And we already told you what that war is, man. It's a war for souls, man. You know what I'm talking about? The war that we fighting, it ain't carnal, man. We ain't fighting with no weapons, nigga. Because you're not going to whoop these crackers with no weapons, man. You ain't got enough artillery to go to war with them people, man. Your money ain't right to go to war with them people, man. So you got to fight on a different front. See, you don't even realize what them people fighting for your spirit and your mind, man. And they winning. And they winning. Just like we talked about last week, you got Caucasian minds. I keep telling y'all, man, white men and Arab men hate women, boy. They hate women, man. You think all this red, that come from white folks, boy. I just seen a dude get into it with a woman about a woman wearing a wig. Nigga, why you give a damn about a woman wearing a wig, nigga? If she want to wear a wig, let her wear the goddamn wig. If you don't want a woman who wear a wig, guess what you don't do? Don't mess with a woman who wear a wig, nigga. But guess what your goofy behind gonna do? Try to convince a woman who wear a wig not to wear it. I ain't got no time to be convincing you. Wear all the wigs, baby. Wear them all. I don't give a damn. They ain't got nothing to do with me. See, same way we read that Proverbs 6 earlier, you don't want to train your son to be a soldier, man. Man, see, being a soldier is not a tagline, man. It's not something you say, my nigga. It's something you embody. It's something you live. It's something you breathe. It's something you sweat. It permeates through your veins, my nigga. But see, we don't pay attention to that because we just like to say stuff, man. Being a soldier started in the mind and in the spirit, man. That's why everybody don't get through basic training, my nigga. That's why everybody can't make it. That's why some people get up out of there because they ain't got the heart for it. They ain't got the spirit for it. They ain't got the mind for it. Man, you got to have the mind for this, man. You understand me? You got to have a spirit for this, man. You got to have a heart for this, man. And the first part of it is what we read in John, man. Man, you got to love your brother, man. You done passed from death. You can't even say you. Listen, man, in the Marines, they tell you no soldier left behind, my nigga. No soldier left behind, man. We don't leave nobody behind. That's solidarity of the unit because they see themselves as one. What happens to my fellow soldier to the left of me happened to me. See, the word teaches the same thing, but we don't believe it. You say no man is safe from unless with the spirit. Yeah, man, listen, man, we don't believe it, man. I'm telling you. Nigga, we could put on all the fatigues on in the world. Say I'm a soldier this and I'm a soldier that. When it's time to get in the midst of action or war, nigga fold up like paper mache, my nigga. Nigga tuck tail and run. But see, we ain't talking about tugging tail and run as far as physical confrontation with men. We didn't talk about this before, man. You got men who are physically strong, but they're weak. You know what I'm saying? You got men who could get in physical confrontations, beat people up, shoot people, and do all that. But when it comes to spiritual confrontation, man, and the confrontation of the heart, they gonna fold. They ain't got the heart to fight. You know what I'm saying? Man, you got to have a heart to fight, man. You got to have a heart to fight this world. You got to have a heart to fight your flesh. You got to have a heart to fight your lust. Man, you got to have a heart to fight the adversary, my nigga. Standing looking dead in the face. We already know what he say, Sibby. What he say, man? Resist the devil, stand fast in the faith, and do what? He gonna flee from you. Oh, nigga, what's happening then, nigga? I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna look in your eyes. You can smell my cologne. What's happening? Because we here to fight. Yeah, but I ain't here to fight, man. Nah, my nigga, we ain't on that. It's not what we doing. You know what I'm talking about? So we got to keep it real with ourselves, man. If you want these boys to be soldiers, then you got to train them to be one. And you got to train them early. Got to train them early because they got to be prepared to go into a world that's against them. Because the United States of America is against you. Not just because you say you an Israelite, they're against you because you a black man, period. You a threat to them. And you walk around here trying to find ways to be integrated into what they got going on, to be accepted by them. So you just asking for your son to continue to get 8 inches of ungreased phallus in his rectum, or size 12 boot up his rectum, or he gonna have to get down on his knees and perform fellatio to the same people who despise him, just so he can feel satisfied that he got a place in their society. Nigga, you lying to me. Come on, Silver. Where we at? We got to get off here. What time is it? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to put.
We go at 1 Corinthians 1.
Yeah, man. Go and read that 12 12. Well, 12 or 12, 12 and 12.
I say, for as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body. So
one what? Same way you done read in Nehemiah, gather together as one man. Come on, bud.
By one ruach are we all immersed into one body, whether we be Yahudim or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been made all to drink into one ruach. The body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not.
So because I don't go to your congregation, I'm not of the body?
Is it therefore not part of the body?
Because I don't go to your assembly, I'm not of the body?
If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now have Elohim set the members, every one of them, in the body as it had pleased him.
He set people in his body as it pleased him. Again, you got to unify in God. This ain't about unifying you. You can see that what he's telling you, you making this about you. My God, today. Come on.
He says, and if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body.
That's right.
And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of you, nor again the hand, the head.
No, that's good, man. And you say, but now there are many members, one body. How many people you think out there was out there in the book of Nehemiah? We talked about it Wednesday. How many people came up out of Egypt, man? But they was one body. It wasn't no separation. The reality of the situation is this. We don't believe God, we don't believe the word, and we don't love each other. Niggas is faking. You know what I'm saying? And you using tag words and you fake caring and make it seem like you own this here for real. And that don't sound good to somebody who don't know no word, but the people who know some word, well, I know you full of crap. But with that being said, hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. And I appreciate y'all this evening. And I bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua, man. Y'all willing, man, doors open at 11:30. You niggas be late anyway. How you niggas say y'all want to start early and still be late? Somebody explain that to me. That's what I want to know, goddammit. How did y'all niggas say, yeah, man, starting early be better, and you still late? I ain't talking about, you know, I'm running late at 9, then some of y'all be extra late. How is this possible? Someone explain it to me. I'm serious minds want to know. See, y'all niggas will steady come early when you feel like, oh, we don't know if we're going to be here. Now it's consistent. Now you just, I'm going to get out of bed when I feel like I'm looking boy. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, amen, man. Love you too, bro. Hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I'm busting your balls, but I'm dead serious at the same time. Because I do know sometimes stuff can run late because y'all got a lot of churn. So I ain't ignorant to that. But you know, y'all willing, man, no later than 12:30 is when we'll start streaming, man. But the doors open at 11:30, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I appreciate everybody and their contributions to what we were able to do last week. Y'all willing, man? We'll see if we can do another one. We'll see how that works. But y'all willing, man? We'll have a kickball game on July 19th. We just got to find a park that we're going to play it at so we can start putting flyers out for that. I meant to call Kalisha, man, but I forgot to call her about whatever she going to do for some fundraising stuff. So if you hear it now, Kalisha, I guess you know what you need to be trying to get done. She didn't even know she had work to do. My God, today. So, yeah. That's where we are with that. You know what I'm saying? The gentlemen, I'll talk to y'all more about, the album and whatnot. I try to call a couple people this week, man, but they had stuff going on that I hadn't spoke to directly because I had already spoken to most of y'all directly the other day. So, because it's gonna be a lot, because it's a lot of y'all, and obviously, that's a lot of people to try to get in one spot, man, to do something of that nature. So. Oh, just to raise funds, my G. That's something that Kalisha Ben won't do. It's not for anything in particular, per se. I mean, it can be set and could be to buy equipment, but I don't think we need to buy no equipment based on the building. You know what I'm talking about? It could be used to pay, for sure, Judah, man. It could be used to pay the rent each week. You know what I'm saying? It could be used to facilitate for people who down bad. It can be used to facilitate, some of the things that we be doing from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's something Kalisha been wanting to do for a long time. So I don't know how we be able to pull it off since we'd be at a park. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we could do it. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? It's up to her how she want to do it because that's her idea. That's her thing. So I ain't really got nothing to do with that, other than letting her know she got to put her play in motion. You did. So basically, she just tell me what the play is, and I run it when it comes to stuff like that, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? The same with how they do with the feast days or anything that anybody would be over. You know what I'm saying? It's something different with Stanley with teaching the children. I don't tell him nothing. He tell me to play it, then we run it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's his thing. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So we do need to put that in the group chat the other day, though. We do need to come up with a date, man, that's palatable for everybody so we can all be able to take them children to the Ritz Museum, though. You know what I'm saying? Before school get back in. We definitely need to get that lined up. It's open to the public pretty much Monday through Friday, man. So, but we can discuss that more tomorrow, a day that work well for everybody to be able to pull that off. Because I know it's going to be hard to go on a citywide, quote unquote, treasure hunt to see historical Black landmarks in Duval County, considering how much driving we're going to have to do and how expensive gas is. And it's not like we got a school bus, you know what I'm talking about? And who would drive it anyway? Because I damn sure ain't. But yeah, that's all, man. That's Kalisha's idea. She's been wanting to do that for a while, so I ain't got no problem with it. I'm only gonna say it's an idea. It's just something she want to do, and she asked first. So that's pretty much how stuff goes. It pretty much goes whoever asks to do it first, then that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? But the kickball game, as I told before, man, we played kickball once about 10 years ago, man. Didn't have enough people, the children didn't have that many children shoot, much less adults. But now that the kids are older, and it's a lot of them, it's a lot of adults, we can go out there and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? For sure, my G. We can go out there and make it happen. So I have a good time, man. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to come back to the guard when it ain't as hot. For the stream to be longer for y'all to see what Will got going on out there, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can hear easier and plainly. He can explain what's going on out there. You know what I'm saying? I know if it sounds like an excuse, but I had to fix that refrigerator last week. Reason why? No. You told me about that though, and I seen what you did with that sink, nigga. That was cold too. Hey, you ain't lying, shoot. You definitely can't let anybody got no money to be replacing no groceries, man. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, I ain't mad at you. That's the life of a homeowner, though. So I understand. You know what I'm saying? Monte put a fresh new dog on. You seen that? You seen put it up? Yeah, I already said that junk will go. You know that with the cabinets, the cabinet under the sink always be the first one to go. But sometimes that junk be dripping water. You know what I'm saying? That junk right out. Put a fresh piece of plywood under there, replace that hole, got it smooth. You just need to smooth them out. Put a light coat of paint on that hole. Ain't nobody gonna know the difference, man. You know what I'm talking about? Say, did the young lady who was attacked by the alligator in your area? I don't know what alligator. Oh, I ain't know nobody got attacked by no alligator. That's unfortunate. I ain't know nothing about that.
See, no news on it.
No, I know you did pay less than the repairman because you were gonna pay a couple racks for a nigga to come out there and do that. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't know nobody got attacked by no alligator, Sister Regina. I ain't know nothing about that. That's what Jamal be on every time I want to get in the pond with the alligator. Say, well, come on and get on in there then. He didn't want to get in no pond with no alligator. He just be talking. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where we at with that, man. July 19th, y'all willing, man. You know what I'm saying? And then with the garden, it's just setting up a time period where we're free to just go through it. I know he said he want to do some teaching classes out there on Sunday for those that are local. You know, and I've been mentioning that because, hey, man, them boys spend a lot of time in college crafting and honing skills, man. And then I got the ability where he can take that information and pass it on to others. So take advantage of it. That's all I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord allowed the access to it to be granted. So take advantage of that information with an individual who's willing to share it with you. But some of these niggas had this information to charge you for, or don't even share it with you at all. You know what I'm saying? So let that be known. But nevertheless, took both her arms, my God, today. I know the alligator did, boy. Gator catching, boy, you down bad, boy. You know what I'm talking about? But listen, get y'all off of here, man. It's 11:30. I know y'all have been up all day. You're tired and all that good old stuff, man. But y'all with it, man. We'll be back at it tomorrow, man. Remember, doors open at 11:30, man. If you in Northeast Florida, a.k.a. Duval County, Clay County, Baker County, Nassau County, hell, nigga, even if you in Volusia County, nigga. You know what I'm saying? 938 Union Street East. That's where we be at. We be out east. You know what I'm saying? Off the Ave. If you don't know what it is, we don't call it no A. Philip Randolph. You know what I'm saying? Y'all call it that because y'all not from here. That's Florida Ave. You know what I'm talking about? So we off the Ave, out east. You know what I'm saying? Right down the street from the arena, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Right down the street from the baseball stadium, man. In the heart of the most treacherous neighborhood in Jacksonville, Florida. But it's all right, though. Cause, listen, man, you know, when you be in hoods like that, you people be realizing it, though. The reality is that stuff be going on, but a lot of the people who live around there, man, them be second, third, fourth generation people, man. You know what I'm saying? Most of them ain't never going to leave. You know what I'm saying? Grandmas and great-grandmas live around here. You know what I'm saying? And they just be chilling. And I mention that because that go back, amen, shalom, sister. It go back to, that's a small percentage of black folks, man. Most of our people ain't criminals, man. Most of our women ain't whores. You know what I'm saying? When I say whores, I'm talking about whores in the conventional modern sense, not from a strict biblical sense. Because the reality is, if you don't have sex with more than two men, scripturally, you would be considered to be a whore. Hell, if you had sex in your father's house and you wasn't married, they say you played the whore in your father's house. So we're not going from that aspect. But there's just an aspect of the convention. Most all women ain't whores, man. Y'all be letting these people feed y'all with these stereotypes, man, and you be perpetuating it.
Look on college campus, you're going to see who the real ones are.
Yeah, shoot. It ain't hard to spot. Listen, man, I'll be honest with you. A lot of women want to play whores because they think whores is what's popular. The same way the dudes want to play thugs because they think that's what make them cool. Whole time she ain't no whore. She playing a role till she get put in a whore situation and then she wonder what's going on. Because, baby, that's not who you are. You ain't built like that. You not built like that. You playing a game and now you about to get played. Same way these dudes do trying to be a thug. But you ain't built like that, man. Be you, my G. Be you, baby. Don't be who you think you go. Stop trying to be cool. You know what I'm saying? And again, I bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. I love y'all, man. Y'all with it, man. To tomorrow, man.